How to deal with disrespect without losing your cool. Ever notice how some people just love to test you? They cut you off, throw slick little comments, or act like your time doesn't matter, and somehow we're supposed to laugh it off like it's fine? Nah. Not anymore. If you're tired of people crossing lines and pretending it's no big deal, this video is for you. Because today, we're talking about real ways to handle disrespect, confidently, calmly, and without losing your peace. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to show people where your boundaries start and end. Let's jump in. 1. Master the power stare. Let's kick this off with one of my favorite low-effort, high-impact moves, the calm stare. Sounds simple, right? Just look at them. But believe me, it works like magic. When someone's rude or trying to get a reaction, nothing makes them more uncomfortable than silence and steady eye contact. People who disrespect others are fishing for a reaction. They want you to get nervous, defensive, or angry, because that means they've got control. But when you don't give them that satisfaction, when you just look at them, calm and steady, the power flips instantly. I remember being in a meeting where a guy kept talking over me like my words didn't matter. I stopped talking, leaned back, and looked straight at him. No reaction. Just quiet, steady eye contact for a few seconds. The room went silent. He started fumbling, got awkward, and didn't interrupt again. That's the thing, you don't always need words. Sometimes your silence says everything. That simple look tells them, I'm not playing your game. It's not aggressive, it's powerful. It's control without effort. 2. Let silence do the talking. Here's something most people don't realize, silence is a response. When someone tries to bait you with disrespect, sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. It says, I'm not giving you my energy. Disrespectful people feed on reactions. They want to feel powerful by getting under your skin. But silence? It starves them. I once dealt with a coworker who loved to make jokes that weren't funny. One day, he made another one. I didn't argue. I didn't smile. I just looked at him, then looked away. He froze. Didn't know what to say. And you know what? He never tried that again. Silence creates discomfort, not for you, but for them. Because they're left alone with their own behavior. And that's the point, you don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes, the quiet response is the loudest statement. 3. Quit explaining yourself. Here's one that hits deep, stop explaining your choices. You don't owe anyone a reason for how you live your life. Your decisions are your business. Period. But people love to question everything, don't they? Why did you do that? Why didn't you go? Why'd you quit that job? And we fall into the trap of trying to justify ourselves, like our choices need a public review. They don't. When I switched careers, everyone had an opinion. At first, I kept explaining myself, trying to make them understand. But no matter what I said, they always had more questions. Then I stopped. Someone asked, why'd you leave? I said, because I wanted to. End of story. That silence after? Beautiful. You don't need to justify your path to anyone. People who truly respect you won't ask you to. And the ones who don't? Their opinion doesn't matter anyway. The moment you stop explaining yourself, you take your power back. You stop living for approval and start living on your own terms. 4. Create space, and protect it. Sometimes the smartest way to handle disrespect is distance. You don't have to make a big announcement. You don't have to start a fight. Just quietly pull back. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. If someone constantly drains your energy or crosses your boundaries, step back. That's not cold, that's self-respect. I had a friend who could turn any conversation into a subtle insult. At first, I brushed it off. But over time, it started eating at me. So I stopped showing up so often. I replied slower. I made space. And the peace that came with that? Unreal. Here's the truth. Protecting your peace isn't rude. It's healthy. You don't owe constant access to anyone. People who respect you will understand your space. People who don't, well, that's exactly why the distance is needed. 5. Walk tall, always. Here's the classic move that never fails: keep your head high. When someone disrespects you, they're hoping you'll shrink, that you'll doubt yourself. But when you stay calm, confident, and unbothered, it sends one clear message. Confidence is disarming. It throws people off when they realize they can't shake you. I've dealt with people who tried to throw subtle insults just to see how I'd react. But the day I decided to walk tall and stay cool, their power disappeared. Because confidence speaks louder than any comeback. Holding your head high doesn't mean you're arrogant, it means you know who you are. And when you know that, nobody's opinion can break you. So here's the truth. You don't need to shout to be strong. You don't need to argue to prove your worth. You don't need to explain to be understood. Sometimes, strength looks like silence. Sometimes, it looks like space. Sometimes, it's just a steady gaze that says, I'm not playing small for anyone. Self-respect isn't loud. It's calm. It's quiet. And it's powerful. Final note. Your peace is priceless. Your silence is strength. And your boundaries are your protection. Hold them with confidence, and watch how fast the right people start respecting you.